Redlining, we are at Lakeside Odyssey. It's like Gloriaville on mushrooms. Today we've got Brett coming to us. He's a DJ and are you performing here, I believe, Brett, are you?
I am. 5 o'clock tonight at the Groove Temple.
And the Groove Temple is what's going on behind us at the moment. Yeah. So what should we expect from your set today?
A little bit of house and bass, I think it is. I'm going to go with that.
Yep.
Yeah, that seems to be what the kids like. There's some kids here today.
There's plenty of kids here. There is plenty of kids here. And because the water park is right near the Groove Temple, is maybe the ideal thing to play.
Yeah.
So Brett, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but you've been around a bit, even though you don't look it. So you've been DJing on the New Zealand scene for quite a while, but you also do a bit of promotion.
Yes.
So tell us about when you first started getting into it.
When I first started getting into it, I created my own event called Grub Step.
Oh, Grub Step.
Grub Step.
Right, okay.
At Ink and Coherent, and it was one of the busiest nights that they ever had there at the time.
Okay.
It was absolutely insane. And it was just basically like dirty electro house.
Nice.
Dubstep at the time. It was really really big.
Yeah.
What sort of year was that?
That was 2009, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Was my first one that I did there. I actually run a few events prior to that at Space Bar in Newmarket, which was, I wasn't doing the hard house, but they had hard house there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And Psytrance.
Yep.
And we would often run the side room with electro and house.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and breaks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then further on down the track, 2011, Cameron Harris and I got together, and he was running Collude, and he asked if I wanted to join in. Mm-hmm. So together we formed Collude legitimately. Mm-hmm. Started doing it through the books, running just some local club nights, and they just took off really.
Yeah.
And
you guys specialise in getting internationals over, right?
Yeah. We got some great internationals. The first one we did was actually Sasha.
Oh, really?
The first one we did was Sasha.
Start small.
My God. And honestly, it was such a feast of a night.
Yeah.
And taught us a lot. Like we were sorting out Sasha's rider. That was my job. And
what was his rider? Come on.
He was quite particular. Quite humble actually. From memory, he had lots of healthy treats and stuff like that. But some other DJs not so much. Unhealthy
we love the
treats.
rider conversation. Unhealthy treats indeed.
Yeah.
Jeez. What's in your rider?
A leafy carrot and ice water.
That's all you need.
Actually, when we interviewed
this one,
Fatboy Slim at Spark, like we went into his big room at the back, and it's like fruit, water. Yeah. It's all the healthy stuff there. I guess when they get to a certain age now, they've got to sort of think about slowing down.
Yeah. So with events, like this is the inaugural event of this, what are some of the learnings that you can take away from doing something like this as a first one?
As a first one, this one obviously faced a couple of issues.
Yeah.
I think it's actually worked out really well.
Yeah.
The issue that we faced. The vibe here is a lot healthier and happier, and the vibes last night, especially up on the drum and bass stage, was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I hadn't really seen that for a while.
Yeah.
So I believe it's to do with people not being drunk.
Yeah.
Could be,
So it was really nice. So I guess some of the learnings, the bar that we've got here, like the non-alcoholic beverages are going to be a really big thing in the future. For absolute truth. I guess seeing that a lot more. This is a really good positive vibe, and I'm really proud of the crew for pulling this together. It went really well.
They're good guys, and
really
they took on an awful lot, and it was a big project that they admittedly saw grow, maybe a little bit bigger than they thought. But I mean, they've done a great job, and that's the one thing I took from being here yesterday and today is the vibe is incredible. It's just really super inclusive. It's friendly. I mean, there's lots of kids obviously enjoying the inflatable park. And
adults
it's great.
Inflatable park. Yeah. I've seen more adults out there, to be fair.
Have you been on the inflatable park?
Oh, I'm so keen. Tomorrow.
I just seen two grown men headbutt each other over there before. It was fucking hilarious, hey? It was the best. They were like looking at each other, rubbing their heads, going, It's awesome.
There's a few people skinny dipping in there as well.
There's a sign saying no nudity. Clearly no one cares.
Yeah. Well, I think there's probably a thing that no one cares a lot about. certain things at this festival.
I think so too. Bloody hell.
Just compared to some of the festivals that you've been involved with and DJ'd at, can you see the potential in this one being sort of up there with those?
I really can, yeah. Obviously the organisers are relatively young. Well, the core crew that I know are relatively young. It's good to see the future generations putting in really good effort like this. I really think like the 140, the dubstep, drum and bass is really coming through. Like drum and bass has been here forever, but the 140s and the dubsteps is really coming through. I love it.
Yep.
And I know that the little kids do.
Yeah.
Little
kids.
Oh, well, the little kids are. The little kids will be raving in 5 years' time. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Are your kids into it yet? Too young?
Yeah, my son Oliver loves it. Yeah. Oh, shout out to Oliver.
How old's Oliver?
He's 8.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you find that your kids take an interest in the music you play and DJ at home and stuff?
Oh, look, a funny story, eh? I played one of my mates' mixes one time, and my son said, "Oh, this is way better than yours, Dad." It was dubstep.
Oh wow! Okay, there you go.
Takes after his mum.
But your style, I mean, you like drum bass, you like dubstep, and that. But do you ever DJ that? Because you're mainly a house DJ, would you say?
Yeah, totes. Mainly a house DJ. Last weekend I did a set at Cassette 9 for our Kiwiburn camp fundraiser for Psychedelicacies camp at Kiwiburn.
Oh yeah.
And I was filling in for DJ Bass Wobble, and he was playing dubsteps.
Yep.
And so for 2 weeks I did a big hunt and I did a big Beatport haul and got me some really good dub 140s and dubsteps.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was so stoked with the result. Like, I put a lot of time and effort listening to the tunes during the week and just getting into the rhythm of it. And admittingly, it was an opening set, but all of our core crew were there, and it felt like a real vibe. But traditionally, I like my dirty tech house.
Yeah.
I like vocals in almost all my tracks, but it's not necessary. And the vocals have got to be good, and it's got to have like a good message or meaning or sound.
Yeah. Nice. So you couldn't see yourself doing another dubstep set down the road sometime?
Yeah, absolutely. But right place, right time. I'd say probably at Kiwiburn I will do a dubstep set because I'll be able to do more than one there.
Yeah.
But
let's talk about Kiwiburn because it's such a community, isn't it? And it's not like anything else that's here. So how do you get involved in that?
Well, I fell in through my mates. I got asked to be part of Camp Hijinks back in 2021. And they're the fire camp. I came on board as a carpenter and a builder and helped build the whole stage, build the DJ booth when we got there. It was such hard work, but the result paid off. But Kiwiburn is an absolute vibe. So you've got several different camps, quite a few different sound camps, and the music varied. In fact, one night that year I volunteered to do sound to get a spare ticket, to get an extra ticket.
Yeah.
And just a few days before the festival, I got told that sound was actually noise control.
Really?
So on the Thursday night, I was roaming around with a noise monitor.
Yeah.
And going around all the camps, I was saying, "Oh, hey guys, can you turn it down or can you turn it up?"
Yeah.
Some of them love me telling them to turn it up.
Yeah.
But then when I went to Funkhutt, one of the DJs didn't turn up, and I was noise control, and one of the chicks said, "Brett, we need you to DJ," and I was noise control.
Yeah.
So I put my noise control thing down there and slammed out one of the best sets of my life at Funkhutt. I just had my eyes lasered and I could see the crowd for the first time in my life, and it was surreal.
Yeah.
Nice.
All my favourite music, all my favourite people.
Yeah, man. That's what it's all about. So talk about Funkhutt. What's that?
Okay, so Funkhutt is masterminded by my good friend Craig Fellowfield, aka CJ Funkerfield. It's a warehouse space in the city, Mount Eden. We've got a bunch of crew all associated with that zone. Since 2020, late 2020, I started helping out with the Funkhutt live streams. We'd do a fortnightly live stream there.
Was that a legacy from COVID? So that was something you started around COVID, or was that coincidence?
The other folks did start it. I came on board to help sort of market it and pick the DJs and get different guests in. But no, I definitely didn't create it. But yeah, it was from COVID. And yeah, it continued on quite strongly through, and we had some really good nights there. And you know, you don't get heaps of people tuning in live. Like sometimes there was 2 people. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes there was 40 people, but depending on what guests you had and what the night was like. But generally at the place that we were doing it, we'd have a really good vibe. Yeah.
And it's a good opportunity for for DJs to play out live streams. Great promotion.
It really is,
it's a great setup you've got there as well.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's probably the best spot in the world for doing gigs.
We shot a music video there. One of my first music videos for Boy Oh Boy we shot there.
Oh yeah, were you there?
Yeah. Oh man, I was directing.
Joe.
Yeah, I was directing.
I was there.
Oh, were you? Of course you were.
The penguin onesie.
That's right. Yeah. So I directed that and edited it.
Shit.
Yeah. So yeah.
Cool.
That's a cool video.
That was a cool video.
Yeah, man, that was cool. I enjoyed making music videos for those guys. But it was I kind of felt that location was in its kind of infancy. I'm sure it's grown bigger now, but it's still it was such a great location.
It really was, and I remember what it was like back then. So upstairs is completely transformed. It's all decorated, and downstairs we took out one of the walls. It's like a L-shaped wall. We knocked it out, and so there's much more space down there.
Cool.
And I was actually quite stoked to be, as a builder, I actually did all that, so I was quite pleased to be a part of that transformation.
Do you do a lot of set design for festivals?
No, but I did help out with the Labyrinth event that was at Funkhutt about a month and a bit ago. Not too much, but I like to help out with that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I like to help.
I mean, it's good because obviously you're not just contributing musically. You can bring in your
of course
skills in your commentary skills. So what have you got coming up in the new year?
For the rest of the year, I'll give you the rundown. Next week, I've got Tree Hut, which is my own event that I've been running at Fitzroy for the last 3 years. It's just a free event, and I pick generally 4 DJs, hour-and-a-half sets, or maybe 2-hour sets if we start at 7.
It's always a vibe down at the Fitz, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. So that's my last gig for the year, I think. I might have a New Year's one, but we'll call it that. And then from that moment on, I'm on break until Kiwiburn, which is January the 24th. So I've got Kiwiburn, then I've got Dimension, and followed by Shipwreck Festival.
Jeepers, busy. Good.
Yeah, so that's when I'm taking my annual leave. I'm actually working through the holidays. Wow,
Building, carpentering.
Yep. Yes.
It feels like a real community atmosphere. I mean, when you bring in your outside skills into something like this, everyone chips in, eh? And you kind of have to do that in New Zealand because it ain't big money. This isn't Glastonbury. So everyone, or this or any other that you have here. So it really is a community thing and everyone pitches in. It's cool.
It is really cool. And that's so true. When a lot of the festivals now are heavily reliant on volunteers. And also the core crew and associates really getting the word out as well. So for this event in particular, I did my best to, share it within my avenues and spread the word. And I see a few of those people here today, which is nice.
From when you started doing gigs and festivals and events to where we are now, given that COVID obviously stalled stuff, have you seen growth within the scene? Or do you think it's just sort of stayed on a level?
Unfortunately, I haven't, if I'm going to be honest. But I don't want to sound miserable.
Fuck, he's miserable. Jesus.
What do we get him on for?
It's not like that, but unfortunately it's...
It has been a couple of years now, though. I think last year was effective, wasn't it? Summer.
Yeah.
Apart from the weather. But it was still sort of like...
Yeah, it wasn't.
Whereas this one feels like... I don't know. I think... I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I reckon this summer is going to be the true benchmark, whether it's going to come back or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so.
I think that the festivals, they've stepped up a bit, and it sort of brought the bigger gigs, made them a little bit more vibrant. I guess more people will choose those ones over the club nights and stuff like that. But I have seen a bit of a deterioration in the club nights.
Yes, agreed. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a difficult kettle. But
people do struggle to sort of get numbers now. I don't know if it's saturation of events or just people change their mindset of going out.
It's also cost as well, I think.
Yeah, cost as well.
These days people have got to pick their battles, and I think people are saving up to come to something like this or others throughout the year. So the club nights may be suffering a little bit because of that. Hard to say. But I mean, it is inexpensive these days to have a good time. You're not getting much change out of $300.
No.
And I'm poor. Who are you flirting with? What the fuck? Honestly, Hot Chicks Hot Cars, this guy's like...
It's the man around the festival.
Yeah, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, what can I say? I know lots of people.
Yeah, man, that's cool. I mean, that's obviously because you've, I don't want to again say you've been around a bit, but you have.
I have, yeah.
Most of these kids are his. So how can people get hold of you? What's your socials and all that sort of stuff?
I'm preferring to use Instagram these days, to be honest.
Yep.
It sounds sad.
You look like a Twitter man. I don't know.
Nah.
To be honest with you,
Twitter.
Instagram's the only place to get any cut through.
I was supposed to say TikTok, but I began with T. I fucked that joke up real hard.
Honestly, don't do TikTok.
We're too old for TikTok, man.
If you're listening to this, don't do TikTok.
Don't do TikTok. Sweet. So anyway, Instagram, what's your handle on that?
Brett__bronze.
Cool. Okay, mate. So they can find out where you're playing, what you're doing this year.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they can watch my stories about my chippy chat and my son, and
Yeah.
I do a little bit of personal stuff in there, and I hope that people don't hate it.
No, it's real, man. I think the authenticity is what people actually want.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Otherwise, everyone's just trying to make themselves look as beautiful as possible.
That's right, mate.
Yeah. And you're a beautiful man.
Sometimes.
Wow.
Not all the time.
All right, Brett. Nice. Thank you for coming on.